good night, everybody. Welcome to the Real Talk Show. You all see the panel big today. We have a Zoom out chat today.
Yeah.
All I don't know, Mark, Onika couldn't be here with us
Good
today,
night.
but today we're going to be a lively show. We're going to
Yes.
because we have two guests with us. We have Elijah and Crystal. Where's the little last name? Go?
Go.
I just want to pronounce that correct.
Yeah,
How do you
Go.
spell that?
G-O-U-R.
G-O-U-R?
G-O-U-R.
G-O-U-R, okay. You know, today we're going to be talking about OCD, so buckle up, or invite somebody on the stream. Somebody I think you know who are OCD, and OCD is something most of the times, the person who have it, most of the times they don't think they have an issue, sometimes depending on the type of OCD they have.
Yeah.
But as we go on the show, we will get into that, like what's the different type of OCDs, right? But we're going to Ava. Ava, what's the scene here?
Good night, guys. Good night, Facebook. Good night, YouTube. Philip, I'm really loud in here. Welcome, guys, to the Real Talk Show, and we are live at number 12 Anna Street. Obviously, I'm always the one bearing the good stuff, guys. Well, Kyle and they have the message, but I have the free stuff, right? I have the prizes. So tonight, all of our sponsors are from Mega Mark Computer Services. So we're bigging up Mega Mark, guys. You could just give him a call. His number is 733-6157 or 330-8791. This is for all of your computer servicing needs, all right? Hardware installation, data recovery. If you want to build up a desktop, and you have like specific things like customizing, MegaMark is the one for you, all right? So let me show you all the awesome prices from MegaMark. We have here a 32 gig. One is a flash drive, one is a memory card, and we also have a power bank here. And again, they're all sponsored by MegaMark Computer Services, all right? So all you have to do to win one of these awesome prizes is comment. I see Kershal in here real early. Kershal, guys, remember to share this stream, all right? Remember, we mentioned in the last show that one of the things that we're going to try using now is sharing. So once you share and you comment, that's it right there. You qualify and so win a giveaway, right? It's that easy, all right? You can say good night. You can tell me where you're viewing from. Like Kyle mentioned, we're talking about OCD tonight, all right? This is a serious thing. Sometimes I myself wonder if I have OCD, but I'm learning tonight there's different levels to it, so we're going to get more into it, all right? So y'all, if you know you have a friend, your mother, your sister, somebody who you think may have OCD, just tell them, come and watch the show with you, or you can share it to them if you know you're not in the same area, same house, or whatever the case is with them, all right? So I want to see y'all commenting. I want to hear what y'all think. Maybe you think you might have OCD, or you know someone, you had experiences. We want to hear what y'all think. We want to know if you have it. We want to know what your experiences have been with people with OCD, or if you yourself have had it or still have it. You know, so we're gonna go back to Kyle now, guys. Stay tuned. We now getting things started. Begin to share like you're crazy. Share to all of your friends, and we want to hear from you. All right, Kyle, you can take it away.
Hey, awesome stuff, people. Now, y'all know, see, now we have a guest here. Now we have some real stories coming out, right? You know, this real talk, so you got some transparency, transparency coming out. But, you know, before we get into, like, maybe maybe the stories of what they want to share in that kind of way, we want to maybe discuss, like, exactly what is OCD and maybe some of the different types. Because most of the times when people think of OCD, most of the times they maybe link it to, like, cleaning and different things like that, right? But they actually have different types of OCD. So one of the they actually call it different types, or some people say like maybe categories or levels. Now when you research it, you'll see maybe it has some people saying 7, some people saying 6, some people saying 5, but all of them actually fall within this 4, right? They just break it down a little more, right? So one of the first ones they have is contamination, excessive cleaning or washing. Now, when you think about that, where's the first thought that come to your mind, Elijah? Contamination. Like when you could see that mental, like you could actually see people having an issue with that.
Yeah, it have people, they go real extreme with cleaning and stuff.
Okay.
They use real excessive chemicals that unnecessary. You know? And they scrub until probably in the first 5 minutes it'll clean, but they will clean until
I think it's all in your mind.
yeah,
really.
like 20 minutes they cleaning and
Right.
it was clean in 5 minutes, but you went on, you know. So it have.
What is up, Mark?
Well, I think I have an aunt who kind of struggles. I assume struggles with that. Like she would sometimes bathe for 3 hours
Wow.
and like clean. Yeah, and she's like wet the yard and mop the yard and that kind
Walk
of
the
thing.
yard.
Yeah, ask Ava. She could testify. She's been mopping the yard and all kind of thing. So
Mopping the yard with what, man?
I mop
No,
water.
but what
and
your
mop-
chemicals?
I don't know. I don't really think. I have so much other things going on, but I see she mopping. I myself had OCD. I think I had OCD too. But for me, was my hairline. I always would, when I go by the barber, I never find he would get it straight. So I used to try to straighten it myself. So I started to buy razor blades and things. And I would always sometimes measure it. And if it's off, I would try to bring up this side and this side will be too high. And then I bring up this side and
And
sometimes
once they carry it back.
Yeah.
sometimes just go back too far and I had to take a ball head. That was my major thing. I used to be trying to mark my hair so much that I started to get a fungus where I would mark it all the time because I only grinding down my hair with this razor blade, grinding down my skin.
Wow.
So I just was trying to look sharp, but I took it to the extreme.
You trying to look sharp. Anyhow, the next one they say is perfection. Now, I would ask, Crystal, when they think of perfection, here's something like this: is symmetry, ordering, or exactness? With some examples to think of that.
I think I have some people that I know that the new trend now is like asymmetric paintings and stuff like that. I know some people who just can't look at it. They need it. They need symmetry in their life. So that has kind of ticked them off.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, in terms of like structure, I think I know a lot of people like that. They
Okay.
need structure. They need order.
They need order. Or else
Yeah.
what has happened?
Well, I don't know. I guess they will do it themselves or try to fix it themselves.
Okay.
I can relate to that because in the same room here, sometimes I just play the keyboard, and on the ground, the laminate is a wooden pattern, so all of it going this way, like horizontal. And then if the keyboard diagonal, the key is straight. So I seen lines going so and lines going so. So I'm playing and I'm getting confused. So I had to either be facing directly where the lines going or sideways to flow with it now, otherwise I was getting confused.
You didn't know about this one, Eva?
Yeah, so when I diagonal with lines going this way, it's become a little confusing for me.
Okay. So if you lie now, if you're sleeping on the bed on the roof,
That ain't nothing. But like if I'm doing something, I have to be in a particular order with the environment, especially if there are lines. And so if there are lines on the ground, I
what
get
if you think
confused.
what has happened to you, you say?
I'm making mistakes. I'll be confused now,
Yeah,
my brain
you'll be
getting thrown off.
concentrating on the fact that something.
Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, these lines going so, but the lines on the keyboard going so. Yeah, serious thing.
What are the
Why are you
keys?
laughing at?
Black and white?
Yeah, because the keys, you're seeing they're going this way, and then you're
So-
seeing the ground going this way.
Right?
So you're trying to figure out, you're trying to center yourself now in your mind. I don't know.
You start to get dizzy ending.
Just like I'm losing focus.
With the G like here.
But I kind of started to overcome it, but I realized that was a struggle for me. As
Okay,
weird
okay.
as it is.
Now, anybody who listening online, maybe you could comment and let us know. Maybe when you hear these things coming up, maybe you could identify within yourself, maybe some issue that maybe you realize with now. I never noticed I had this kind of this issue in my life that's reoccurring because
Yeah.
as you hear these things, you can realize. Like I say, that start off in the beginning. Some people even know they have an issue until they realize, wait, now, this is a true thing, right? Because the next one here, what the next one is, right? Doubt and harm. They say checking and rechecking. So it means that some people who, like for me, it was instilled in me from my mother that the iron, if you leave it on, I know it is to come out the house. And as I reach out the house, you just had to talk. The iron on. I just had to go back inside and make sure I'm checking and
Yeah.
you ever had an issue like that? Daito, you know something like that? Like,
Yeah. Well, my sister and I, we will always get both for like leaving the iron on now. And had that one day that she actually left the iron on and it burned through the mattress
Right.
because we went to church. And after that, like
Fire God come.
Yeah.
like after that, she will never leave the house without checking that heater 3 or 4 times. Like,
Well,
she'll
she
be
should have
outside.
taken it with her to make sure. That's
Yeah, it was
the
real scary. Like the experience, it
Yeah.
left her scar on she. So she, I guess, but that was probably when she was real young, probably like 14.
But
15
the
years
scar,
or so.
the scar was left on me as coral, so
Oh.
I just don't want to hear the coral. So that's why I said, hey, the iron off.
Yeah.
Because I even went so far now I buy iron where, you know, it's auto.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
do-
auto-tune,
even
yeah.
though even though it plug in is actually cut off itself.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
right,
one
right,
of that
right,
too,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's nice too.
Yeah. No, but that affect me with the coral. You know what I mean? So even the other day, I left it on and the coral started by saying, no, mommy, the light, you see that little light is cut off, you know, and even with plugging, because she let's see it plugging now.
Yeah.
And she said, even the plug. I said, no, it was off, even though, you know?
Yeah, the one we
She's like, oh, okay, or she's still fine.
She still, you know, you can't fight, so that was like beat up still, but,
Hey.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what ended up happening. You couldn't, you can't really argue because it was really off, but, you know, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
the one my mom have at home like that. When it's
Yeah.
on, it is cut off after a while. Because I've left it on already and I check it and I realize it cut
You
off.
see, check it.
Yeah.
Our own good
I think
one.
it's
Nah,
You know that?
I know.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
how I check
that's
it.
how you
so I-
check it, you know, you check a hand, so.
No,
never
you
know
can
that?
put it on a bed and just touch it.
But
and see if
that,
it's
that
warm.
boring.
the best way to check it is actually see if it plug in. Because if the cable not in,
Yeah.
On that note, Mark, did you unplug the iron?
Yes, I unplug the iron and I take the twine and wrap up the
Yes,
cord.
I remember seeing
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Because I studying if I had the iron plug on right now. Unplug it.
so you realize it's not some people who could really be that way with a simple thing like the gate lock and different things. People's
Yeah.
car function. Like if my mom, she'll go, like if she go by my sister or something and like say at home, she would have to make sure and call and say, oh, like, you put on the lights, you lock the gate. She is just going to a whole world
Yeah.
of, it's almost like a fair. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
how true
yeah,
it is,
yeah.
right? And it is, and I feel like, woman, enjoy yourself now.
yeah.
I'm not going through this alarm checking anything right now. You know what I mean? In my room, I good. But anyhow, the next one is forbidden thoughts. That's what they call it. Sometimes referred to as taboo thinking. One of the examples they give to explain this is maybe like how people do ritual things, like when it comes to religious things. So some people they can't leave their house, they can't go into their house unless they turn backwards, and you can see that in Trinidad, it have a lot of people with them kind of affairs. You see some people religious where they had to do maybe the sign of the cross. They're afraid something happened, and if that happened, you know, they're afraid. You know, some people had to hang a rosary somewhere, and they have
Yeah.
these sense of if this do it will protect them, and these kind of weird things that some people they actually have fears if they don't have it. You know what I mean? It's actually affect them if they don't have certain things on them. They carry certain things on them that you know that they claim to protect them. And
Yeah.
you think you have any idea what I'm talking about, Mark?
I think I used to have that too. I probably every show I could connect to every show going on. But it was serious though. It was to the point that I tell myself, I not going to tell anybody these thoughts in my head because they're going to swear I'm mad.
And that is actually what it is when they say forbidden thoughts. It's
Yeah.
actually make
Nah,
you feel.
but I used to hear in my head, praise the devil, every day. I hear in my head, praise the devil every day. And I used to start to hear too, yeah, the mark of the beast. So that means I doomed. So for those who don't know, once you have the mark of the beast, you can't be saved, right? So as a teenager growing up, I used to be hearing that every day in my head. Praise the devil, praise the devil, praise the devil. You have the mark of the beast. And I used to be watching my mother and them and people, and I used to want to say something, and I used to feel like, if I say what I hear, they will think I'm mad, boy. So I just used to be in my room going, nah. I used to be like, real trying to get these things out of my head.
Because no one will laugh at you.
Yeah, you can laugh. I
No,
used to
she
be-
will watch you laugh at you.
I used to be ball up in my room and like, well, oh, get out. And I used to start to believe it. I used to start to feel, I hear it every day now. Like I used to feel like I praising the devil, boy. And I used to feel like I doomed now. Like I can't be saved. And what would happen sometimes, like a day would pass and I hear it and I'll be like, hey, a day passed, boy. And once I remember that night, it will come in my head now, boy. And then only when I gave my life to the Lord, I was able to overcome those thoughts. And it was actually a demonic thing that was affecting my life, putting a spirit of fear and condemnation on me and a shame too, because I'm afraid to tell anybody about that.
Right.
Even now it feels a little weird to talk about it, but I know that it probably have people out there hearing things in their head and you're feeling weird to come out because I part of it now, but I went through that
Right.
and God helped me to overcome that and overcome the shame. I don't know how that end up getting the door to affect me, but Jesus gave me the victory over that. I don't hear that again.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Eva.
Yeah, Eva watching me like, what in jail, boy?
Anyhow, that is some of the examples that they well, not examples, that is some of the definitions they give for different you know, I know a young man, I think all of y'all know him, who have like an issue with germs, you know what I mean? And I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow when I see him. You know,
Yeah.
because it's interesting how sometimes people can have issues and they even, well, no, I mean issues, some people can have these things and they just don't even look at it as, wait, now, this is not really normal, this is not how life should be, in that kind of way, you know, they think that this is how, because that's how they experience life most of the time. Sometimes, some people actually, it pass on to them, it's not like they grow up experiencing certain things and they're accustomed to that kind of living, yeah?
This is myself I laughing at, but yeah, it's
With
true.
the
You're
devil-
saying,
with the
yeah.
devil thing,
I was trying to get it out and Yeah.
Anyhow, we go to the comment section.
Yeah.
I mean, I get into the juicy part of, because we all hear the categories, right? I want to, you know, the person on the panel who I can sell it off from now, right, is Crystal. Apparently, her husband, which is, you know, Elijah, says that she has some form of OCD. So I want to know, we want to hear the both sides of the stories, right? We want to hear, you know, what it is on her part, and I'm interested to hear his side of the story as
Yeah.
well, right? Because in reality, sometimes it's not always, even though somebody maybe have an issue with the situation, like say one with cleaning or something, or germs, what about the other people who living with them? Now, it don't have to be a husband and wife sometimes. It could be your brother, it could be your sister, your family, your parents, whatever, and you had to live through their struggles or any kind of thing like that too, right? So let me hear this going in the comment section, and you take it away, Eva.
All right, so let me say good night to Kershel Simon. She said a special good night to Elijah and Crystal. You'll have some fans here. Junior Roberts, good night to you. Clayton Newton, good night to you as well. I think this may be the first time I'm seeing Clayton's name here, so a special good night to you. Welcome, Clayton, to the Real Talk Show. Not sure if I'm pronouncing this correct. I think it's Ziel Bertrand, good night to you. She says, night watching from Champion, really fine youths. Don't get me in trouble with Leafa and Marlon, okay? Let's see who else we have here. Christine Ramden says good night. Sabrina Ramden, okay, she's trained. Jared, good night to you. Christine she says it's a serious thing. Kushal says, I have a coworker who's OCD. It's difficult working with her sometimes. Rose Petal Nicholas, good night to you. Christine says she likes things to be straight as well. I guess she's relating to Mark here. Junior says, when I was younger, I would touch the iron on the hot side and got burned a few times. Was there a reason for that, Junior? He also said, my grandmother taught us to throw a leaf behind your back when coming inside in the night. So you had to go and find a leaf in the night to throw it behind your back when you walking inside. What kind of madness is this way? I don't know how to pronounce this name. I'm real sorry. I believe it's a female. Good night to you, Miss Joseph. I can pronounce your last name. Junior Roberts, he's acknowledging Mark. Eniala, who is the young man? What young man? Elijah? Who is the young man?
Man, I'll talk to tomorrow.
Okay, right. Christine, he's not a young man. Years ago, I used to go to sleep with the Bible next to me. Are these things OCD though, or does... I guess it's a type of... Okay,
It's a type of OCD that what they're saying, it's a type of fear.
All right, Patty and Charles Roberts, thanks for sharing. I'm sure it helps someone. Good night to you, Patty, and good night, Sarana. Sarana, I feel this one is for you. I feel Sarana have a little something going on. Alicia Rahim Maraj, good night to you. We have some people sharing here. Guys, thanks so much for sharing. Continue sharing. Let me see, and remember to comment as well, all right? Let me hear, what are your experiences? What have your experiences been with OCD, whether you have OCD yourself, or like Kyle mentioned, whether you live in a house or maybe you work with someone who has OCD. With that said, let me do my first giveaway. All you have to do is comment and share the show, right, in order to win one of our prizes. Let me see. I want to give a prize to somebody and don't think I've ever given a prize to before. No, Kyle, you don't qualify. You never message and you never share the show with anybody. Clayton Newton. Hopefully you're here still because I saw a hi. I hope you're still here with us. Clayton Newton, good night to you again, and a special welcome to the Real Talk Show again. You will be the winner of my first giveaway tonight. This is a 32 gig flash drive sponsored by Megamark Computer Services, guys. You could feel free to check out Megamark Computer Services on Facebook, Instagram. You could even check him out on YouTube, and you could go on to his website as well, which is megamarkcomputerservices.com. All right, be sure to check him out if you've had a great experience with him, which I'm sure you had if you ever encountered his services. You could be sure to leave a comment, leave a review, whatever the case is, and let everybody else know how great his service was. All right, we're gonna go back to Kyle. Guys, there's more. I was to say, Kyle, there's more giveaways.
Hey.
I really supposed to give away something.
Yeah, I had to give away
There's more
something, man.
giveaways. We have a power bank and we also have a memory card here, right? So all you have to do is continue commenting and sharing in order to win one of these prizes. Maybe you want something in particular, just let me know what you want, right? I might just hook you up. So we're gonna go back to Kyle. We're gonna get into the good stuff. I myself starting to wonder, maybe I really do have a little case of OCD, but yeah, we're gonna go back to Kyle now.
Yeah. Anyhow, I mean, I forgot to maybe give like a definition of OCD, right? Because some people wondering, like Eva asking, like, I wonder if we having these things like these fears is really like that way, right? But here with the definition they give for OCD, right? They say it's a disorder in which people have recurring unwanted thoughts, ideas, or sensations, obsessions that make them feel driven to do something repetitively or compulsion. So is actually, you would realize it actually rooted in some form of fear, right? But moving along from that, I would like to hear from your point of view first, right? Because now they don't know some of the questions we have fully out for them here right now, right? So, but what from your point of view, right? What would you say, Crystal, if she does have OCD? In what way?
Well, it have like in different categories.
Right.
If you start with the cleaning, sometimes she cleans so much that, for instance, the bathroom. Crystal will scrub the bathroom, scrub. And when I come back home, the whole house smelling like bleach. And she will be on the couch like she high.
That's happened to me.
Yeah, and I'll be like, Crystal, you okay? The bathroom clean though. Yeah, she does rock back on the couch. I'll be like, you good? She's like, yeah, that's just the fumes and the whole place just real fumes.
No, I just actually start tasting the bleach in my throat.
Yeah,
Not
she's
that I
got, like,
drink it,
so
but
much
it's
in
be
it.
so strong I actually
Yeah.
begin to taste it in my throat. And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I doesn't be able to breathe. I just had to leave the room.
That's too much. So that's the cleaning aspect. And like simple thing as if I take off my shoes, she will and she see the shoes like it twists, she'll just come and neaten it up. She'll be like, come on, neaten this. And put it neat. If I put on the keys on the counter and the keys not where she wanted to be, which is like about 2 inches off. No, I be real serious. She will come and let's move the keys and I will just come back and scatter all the keys for spite. So that and the couch, like if we sit down on the couch, this happened recently though. If we sit down on the couch and she does turn and watch the couch and she's like, why this couch looking so? Both of us had to pause the show, get up, fix the couch, and then sit back down. And I was like, seriously, like, the show was going good though, yeah. Break the whole thing, you know?
No, you hear them talking. You think there's real things asking
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you, like, eh?
Like, when it-
Before you ever pointed out, they thought you had an issue like in that way?
no, because when it first started off, it's like, you just want to be neat and tidy. And then, like, after a while, I realized, but wait now, I'm real obsessed with this. But it's not like, I just continue doing it. And, like, when I was younger, as you said, if, like, people around you have a problem with it. Like, I remember one time, I can't remember what exactly I was going to clean. And my brother was like, if you have a problem with it, do it yourself. So I do it myself. So it's like things like that, like it doesn't really affect, in terms of like, some people don't share the same priority
Right.
as you, or doesn't think that it as important, or it's so minute.
Right.
So,
See how interesting she put that across? She put that across as like, they share the same
Yeah.
priority, or
Yeah.
they don't see that they turn the key there and that is not a
Yeah,
big
they
issue.
just
They
don't
just,
care.
but to you, as I assume, I just
Yeah.
want to really know what.
Yeah.
So how it does feel though? Like if you see, when you see the key, like he gave that example, so I use it now. How it does actually feel when you do see something, how it should be like
as we're frustrated.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, remember you can't see the keys and
Yeah.
keyboard and
I get confused.
So what so now that you're married and I guess because you're not married for much years, how long are you married
2
now?
years.
2 years. I guess more. Obviously now seeing this more.
So you had saw those things in her before, like when you was courting, or is when you was married is when you
not-
discovered this
Not
unique?
to how extreme it may have been.
Yes.
It's only like recently though, when we came out, I realized that it was really a problem. We went to the mall somewhere and I park up the car. Once I would in the 2 lines, I cool. You know? The car was kind of twisted within the 2 lines. Crystal was like, trying to straighten the car now. And I just tell her, listen, just walk, let's go. You know, because she didn't like how the car was
So
parked.
I know you might want to say this, right? But how, was she seeing it just like that, or she was like a little upset? That kind of.
she will come out of the car, and she's normally come out of the car before me, so she'll be like, you can't park up a little straight. Your car cannot twist in a bit. Yeah, so you know.
So that was disturbing you when I come out there and watch your car. In what way though? That
It just needs to be straight. So, like one of the examples that he missed out,
yeah.
apart from the cushions, like the tiles, the couch legs need to be on the line with the tiles.
Yeah.
So, like if this is the tile here, it needs to be in line there. Yeah. So, and the rug as well. So the rug needs to be straight, and then the couch needs to be straight.
But yeah. If we sit down on the couch and the couch move while we sit there, we had to pause our show too. Catch up and straighten our couch and sit back long on it.
We're not seeing it though. So what was he thought?
No, like if you get up while the show went on, so if I get up to go to the washroom and I realize, oh wait, no, it's not on the line. Oh, like pull it back.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, more than anyhow. So that's serious though. I mean, I think just now before the show started, it didn't seem they're trying to make it seem. You was maybe seeing it not so
Yeah,
bad,
yeah,
but now
yeah.
it's talking like it bad, boy. Because to get up and watch that and then come back and I think it's more with the cleaning too, with the bacteria one.
Yeah. She has certain knives to meat, certain plates to meat, certain bowls to meat. Like I cannot use a certain knife to go and, like what we cut the meat with. I can't go and cut vegetables with that, you know. So but we clean it though. I rather clean that knife. She be like, no, that is a meat knife. You know? Yeah, we can't use that for nothing.
But like
So-
if we meat and the vegetables and then cook, you could still eat it together.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Explain
you're not,
to us
you're
why.
not
Go ahead.
cooking the bowl. You're not cooking the meat board. You're cooking those things.
Okay. So you will like eat it together, but just if you're preparing it.
Yeah,
it had to be
preparing it.
separate.
Like the raw meat.
Okay,
anything.
well I trying to learn here as well.
But
Ever
we
heard
wash it
about
though.
salmonella?
But the bowl wash too, we wash it. You know?
Yeah.
I just,
Okay.
It's just in your mind, really.
So, see, now along those trends, right? I maybe, I don't know, do you have like fears, like they talk about like harmful things too? Like you're afraid like the light, something, the gate?
Most times I would ask him if you lock the door or you lock the gate or stuff like that.
Why
the
though?
wa-
Just asking, is it that he
I don't know, it's like,
accustomed not
it,
locking
no,
the door
I
on
think
it?
it's just, and as you said, in terms of like your parents, like my dad will always ask us, you lock the gate, you snap the lock for the outside gate, you make sure and put on this. You know, it's like things like that. And then with the plug, with the iron, my dad will always ask us to take off the plug from the fan, so he doesn't like to leave the house if plugs there. So like we need to take off the fan plug,
So
the
this is where these
microwave
things stem
plug,
from?
the kettle plug.
You grew up
yeah,
like that?
Yeah, but only those things for him. He don't really care about the cleaning and stuff like that. But in terms of like the plugs and stuff, he will ask about it.
Now, the reason why I ask that sometimes, fear is really overtaking a lot of people's life. Even
Yeah.
though, like I say, it in one, sometimes it's just start to seep over and they could have fearful things in a lot of different areas. So so you could identify, asking, right? Could you identify personally that maybe that is where it could come from, like family, like generational, like in that kind of way, or
I
you
don't
think,
know anybody like that, actually.
So your father?
No,
like that?
apart from that little aspect, but anything else in terms of like the placement of stuff
Yeah.
and order and things like that, I don't know anybody
Okay.
who like that in my
You
family.
know, that's not something little, right? Like we're not unplugging everything, and you used to do that?
No, because the fan plug on right now. I know it's like the two fan plug on. But I don't really worry about that.
You
Study that
had
now.
them, it's like you would study them thing when you leave in the house?
No. I wouldn't. I leave everything plugged in. Once it off, it off.
But you know what's interesting?
I have no, maybe if like
Is that fair? They're afraid something happened?
yeah, electricity goes and they get like a surge and it blow up, I don't know, and start a fire, I guess.
That's real extreme though.
Yeah.
But what we did, because I mean, me and Ava newly married, as some of y'all know, for the things that we think important, we put surge protectors
Yeah.
on it, like the
Yeah.
TV
The
and
washing machine and
No, these stuff have surge protectors, like somebody the TV and thing, but sometimes she still wanted to unplug. Sometimes, so
Who does want to unplug them?
Crystal.
You
Sometimes.
just want them unplugged before you leave home?
yeah,
too?
like we take off the
Yeah.
2 fans before we leave home today.
Take it off as in power
No,
off
we,
or unplug
we
it?
unplug it today, yeah.
but the fridge, you're forced to leave that
We
on.
have a surge
Yeah,
protector
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did just buy a surge protector and make your life easier on
For
the
the
fan and thing?
fans.
Yeah?
Fan.
That's
Alright.
Yeah?
You know how much for a
Yeah, surge protector is some money though.
Why can't I buy one with a strip, like a power strip that built in with it?
A surge protector is more than the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2 something.
Yeah, I know when it's that cheap one like on the fan and it's
Serious?
when the thing is hit the reset on the
Oh, okay.
and it's trip on the strip itself.
But what
Uh-huh.
But what I noticed, like with y'all, I think he like totally opposite. Like he look a little more carefree, and
Yeah,
you
he
look like
is.
more, like with more order. So it's
Yeah.
just interesting that how y'all married, how you
Yeah.
kind of.
Sometimes it'll be like 2 o'clock, 1, 2 in the morning, and we sleeping. And Crystal does do this. Elijah, you lock the door? Bro, I just be like, yeah, Crystal, lock. Let's pray now, let's pray, and that's what he wants, you know? If the door unlocked, God go protect you, let's go back and sleep. she not on that. She'll be like, go and check the door, and I'll have to get up and go and check that just for she peace of mind.
So
you
why
know?
you don't go and check the door?
Exactly.
why I'm doing everything else.
No, I can understand something if it is somebody have a repeated behavior
Yeah.
of leaving the door and thing open. Like you understand, like some people could just always forget to do certain things. But if it's not like that, I can't really understand how you constantly say, hey, go and check the thing and go and check. And if every time for, let's say for 6 months, breads, the answer is a lock. Eventually, some party had to accept the door lock.
Yeah.
No, but he just knowing that he's, as you said, carefree.
Yeah.
Like most times, like he would open the door with the set of keys, and then come inside and lock the deadbolt from inside. But the keys in the door outside.
But I think even if the deadbolt inside lock, you can't open the door.
The
Once
keys
you-
No, the
outside
keys
and the boy.
outside.
You just take the keys and open
Because
it.
our door, if you lock the inside, like it have a latch, you still can't open it unless it open from
Yeah,
the
but somebody
inside.
can pass and steal your keys.
No, you can take the key and open it.
Now you can open it still, I believe.
Ours
Yeah.
can't open unless you open the inside too.
Or they don't have a deadbolt. So you could only use the deadbolt on the inside of the door?
The door have a way there's lock with a set of locks, and it have a one inside it is turn. But if that turn, even if you unlock it with the key, you have to unlock that from the inside.
Or it's one of those big doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where we live
I know what you're talking
in.
about. I know
So I
what
thought
you're
it
talking
was like
about.
that it's still locked now, so you're safe also. You,
Nah, like a deadbolt
Okay.
is like that door there. It's,
Okay,
it's that
nah.
one, just that one
Oh,
there.
then
That's
nah.
how, okay, because those just have a key.
Okay.
So
You just
if,
forget the key outside?
Yeah.
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 I've been in a rush.
Couple times.
I've been in a rush, you know, it's so busy there. It
Sure.
has so much in their mind going on. and-
well, then I could understand a little more if it is she's saying, go and check the door, key there.
Yeah.
If it is you forget keys on the gate and thing. okay. Yeah, so outside of that though, what else do you think that has happened that,
With Crystal.
yeah.
It have other issues where she like the bed make up a certain way. You know, I will pull the bed sheet downwards. She'll be like, no, 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 no. The bed sheet is only pulled sideways. And you fix the pillow a certain way, and
Explain that one for me, Krista. What do you mean? I learned it today too.
Well,
like when I pull the bed sheet,
or like when he's making up the bed, he pulls one direction in terms of, so he will make it up one morning and he will pull the sheet. He would not do it like symmetrical. So the top will have this much space and the bottom will have this much space. And he will just continue pulling from the top. So as long as he can't see under the pillow, so you could see mattress all now maybe. As long as it's made up, it's fine.
yeah,
No, but you have to carry more up. So
Oh,
more cloth
okay.
will come on that side.
Okay. So I asking you a question here, right? When you see those things, how does it make you feel? Like when you just feel confused or like,
No, I
Fluff.
just feel, I just feel, in that instance, I'll feel frustrated. In the instance with the couch not matching the line and stuff like that, I just feel a little confused.
I just feel frustrated.
But that's why I just wonder too, right? Because, well, you know, again, I custom living with my wife. Like, I just think the fact that I try, if that will kind of appease, like you'll say, all right, he try and he at least make it easier. So all I have to do is just make these little
or
adjustments
just
or
make a bed on
something.
it?
Sometimes I just make it up, but we may don't
always
need brown.
make it up because you're always the last one to come off.
Hey.
I just make it up. Sometimes she's make it up.
Okay. Making a bed
But
on
I
it.
just tell myself
But
if I
he
do
makes up the
something,
bed the way Elijah makes up the bed. He will just, and I look at him, that wouldn't bother me to that extent. Though. I just know him, and I just say to myself, well, at least he tried to make it up,
well.
and he has this little trick he have, right? So we have this comforter on the bed. So what he does is, you know, somebody would fold it up and probably put it a certain way on the bed. He will just fold it in half and put it on the base of the bed and say he learned that from being in hotels. So that way you don't have to fold it up all the time. But I leave him those things. Because even when I make the bed, I will actually move the bed to pull the sheet on all these sides,
each
which is
side,
why I
yeah.
understand what she's saying. But what he does is he just pull it just to see that it looking a little neater than how it looked before.
I
But
find
I'll
this
just leave him.
interesting. I have a question for both of you, right? Sorry, I know this thing, right? You used to do that before you was married?
Make up the bed?
You used to move up. You used to make up your bed on it?
sometimes, but not really
You used to make up your
often.
bed on it?
Yeah. His mother would do those things for him, you see.
Mo-
So he
yeah.
never had the responsibility of doing it
Your
himself.
mommy used to make up your bed for you, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
No, his mommy does everything for them. So that's why I started trying to
Yo, but then they was laughing.
Yeah.
I tried to instill a few things. I mean, I wouldn't try to take everything away to make it feel like, oh gosh, I have all these things to do now, but I tried to instill little things, little by little, because
Good boy.
his mom did a lot of things for him
Yeah,
before.
still it in him. What about yourself? Well, you used to make up your bed before. Well, I'm sure you
Yeah,
used to do
make up my
it.
bed,
You used to make up your bed on it before you was
yeah,
married?
yeah.
Serious?
Not as
Something wrong with me, boy.
perfect as this lady here.
Yeah.
Like it to
I
be.
cannot tell you the last time I make up my bed.
Serious?
Like even up to now?
Up to now. I only time I make up my bed is when I pour my sheets. My bed already get rumpled to say, well, I need to make this thing up,
What?
boy.
I don't know. I feel like the room does seem untidy if the bed not
When
make
the
up.
bed,
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Any lines on the crumple? Yeah.
Okay,
The little
so-
crumple on the bed is some bug, yeah?
Yeah.
That's some buggy birds asking.
No, well,
That don't
I-
bother me.
I was in like college something, so we had to make up our bed when it gets up in the morning. So
Oh.
I developed that. You take your time and fold your
Yeah.
blankets and see who could fold the blanket the neatest and make up the bed the neatest. So I developed that.
From that.
Yeah. But now she has a different way now. So, you know.
Well, let's talk about line of something wrong with me. I don't know if anybody here who does not fold up their bed. What I mean by, sorry, make it up. I can't tell you the last time I honestly do that. I just being honest. When I change my sheet, that the time it is getting make up every other week or something. That is when that has happened. But I can't tell you the last time I get up off my bed and wake up and say, all right, I need to fix my bed and tuck in this and I can't remember the last time I do that. And I have actually a big bed, a king size bed. So when I sleep on one half of that bed, it's normal. You know what I mean? Nothing that's really, thing on the bed, right? But
Well, the
that's
only time you go up maybe might have issues to think about is when you get married. You and your wife have to kind of see how that
It's
works.
interesting. She's not that way now. That's
Serious?
Nikki don't make or you can see Nikki make up in any bed.
She's look like a well put together
She
lady
like
to
she
me.
would occasionally, but she don't
Yeah.
seem like it have to be done. Like
Yeah.
Nikki don't seem like the real tidy.
Right. So anyhow, yes. Moving on from that, right? You know, I would like to hear from your side of the story though. Do you how you just deal with this? I know she might say like to her like when Crystal talking, she's saying how yes, it's something she could realize to her maybe, but somebody thinks she maybe actually do see like issues in that kind of way where it is really affect. She just to her it feel like a little confusing. So what is really the issue to her? Is really that something seem out of order.
Yeah.
You can try coming from about on your end though, what is the BD kind of issue then? Like how you does actually feel?
Sometimes you just feel a bit annoyed because like you know you enjoying a movie or something and or you're relaxing on the couch, you're all tired and Crystal will be like, hey, the couch isn't straight now. That or you come home from a long day or something and you just put on the keys and she'll be like, Elijah, tell you the keys have to be like this. And she'll come move it. And it depends on my mood. Like if I'm in a real miserable mood, I will just like rumple everything in the keys and everything around the keys. Or the couch, I will just fix the couch and do something more extreme than how it was. Yeah, so but it depends. If I realize I come home and she in a real grumpy mood, like you know, like she probably had a long day or something and she asks me, you could do this? I'll be like, yeah. And if I find she going real extreme, I'll be like, come back just now. Let me go and handle something. I'll come back and help you just now. I'll go in the back and just stand up and be like, take a good breather and then go back.
Those jokes.
Yeah. No, some people don't understand. Some of these things will actually affect your relationships, like, in this context, your marriage, because sometimes it can be so frustrating. Like, you know, imagine you come home and like the exact same story, right? And sometimes people just wonder, well, because sometimes people like might think it's not an issue. They might just accept that this is who I am. I clean it, but they realize sometimes they pick issues or something that should like your keys that shouldn't really be a. So the reason being is some things you really had to look in yourself to realize if it is you think is you need to overcome it or deal with it, right? So that will not be. We're not going to the next segment. We're going to talk about that, like how if there is some things like how you deal with that, some strategies for your personal self. Because we asked Crystal if she thinks she have an issue and if she ever try to deal with it, we will figure this out, right? Like, you know, but so let me hear we go to the comment section and let me hear what's going on. Like, I'm sure a lot of people catching some kicks with this thing with Mark and Crystal and, and me with my bed and.
So we have Miss Joseph. She says, my mother goes to bed with her Bible as well. Don't know if it's a fright or just feel like it. Katie says, we have to be careful with what we diagnose ourselves with. OCD is a mental disorder. It's literally what it says, obsessive compulsive. The thoughts are intrusive and frequent, resulting in the person doing repeated actions. That's why I myself used to say, is this really OCD? Like to diagnose it and say to this level, is it really OCD? Or you just have a little extra cleanliness or orderliness, something in you. Anyway, Alicia Mirage, I always turn off every light switch, triple check the doors. If I made up my bed, no one can lie down it until it's time to sleep. Nah, you have a problem. So if you want to sleep, what you gonna do? Sit down and just not sleep because your bed made? That makes no sense. Serrana Jonathan, why Elijah? Why? I don't know why Serrana said that. Alicia says, I even end up in the hospital for inhaling too much bleach from cleaning. Wow. Hacks die well, I believe. There are times I turn on and turn off the light switch in my bedroom 3 times. Okay, that's interesting. Junior Roberts, I would be turning and spinning my wedding ring without even thinking about what I'm doing, and it seems important to be doing. Can we class this as OCD? I don't know. Junior Roberts. I have no idea. I don't think so. That sounds like it's just a habit. The fact that she said it seems important is concerning me a little bit. Crystal, I think a lot of people are in disbelief. Alicia says, I can so relate to her tonight. This is very interesting. Crystal says, for some reason, she's not surprised by you, Crystal. Miss Joseph, I would now finish clean and tidy up the chairs and I won't want nobody to sit on them, and if they do, I'll get really upset. But the point of you cleaning and making things a certain way so that you can enjoy it, so
this trend, but go ahead.
Alicia says, sadly, me too. Wow. Katie says it also exists on the DSM-V as a cluster C personality disorder. There are criteria meant to be diagnosed. Not sure if it exists on a spectrum. The thoughts are usually intrusive and result in a person engaging in ritual type behavior. Anyala says, I leave everything plugged in. Alicia, I never really looked at this as fair. I just thought I liked things in place and my house must be pristine. Patty and Charles Roberts, I think it could pass on from one generation to the next and some things are transferred in clusters. Kirschel says, I have a big issue with not locking the door and gate. I live in the ghetto. Right. So, Kirschel, we will allow you to have that issue if you say you live in the ghetto, then that's all well and fine. Locking the gates and doors. She said, but I live in the ghetto now, so she have every right. Miss Joseph, same with me, I don't know why. Alicia says she needs to work on it. And Alice says Anthony left keys in our door overnight. Apparently a few of us did that. Let me see. Kirschel, this OCD thing is too time consuming. There are more important things in life to worry about. I saw a few people comment like that, but the thing is with OCD, if these things truly are OCD, I don't think it's a choice, it's not like people say, oh, I want to be this way or I want to feel, which is why I started to wonder, because when I was setting up our home, I told Angel I only want certain colors. So like when she would go to buy stuff, she would video call me every time before she buys stuff because I told her I only want specific colors. And if she bought something that was off colored, depending on what it is, she may have to return it because I only want things certain colors throughout the house. But I think I want that just for uniformity.
All right, so I tell you, it depends on something. If you're doing something, designing something, you don't want to
it's
look
not design.
bogus.
I'm talking about like everything from like kitchen towels to bath towel.
Now you have an
towels.
issue. Right, so go ahead.
No, because it just looks a certain way.
Okay, no problem.
It looks a certain way.
True.
But instead of I see.
Good answer.
If I had an issue, Mark would have told me by now.
What?
Oh, yeah, right.
And Mark, is that Mark, you say no like if you're scared. Alicia says when she how to read this comment. Alicia says, Serrano Jonty, when I just tuned in, I thought that girl was you. Mr. Tywell, I'm always checking windows even if... No, she thought the girl. She thought Crystal was Serrano. Even if I already know it's closed, I still have to check. A lot of people have this door issue, boy. And apparently a lot of men have that issue with bed making. Cindy says, I definitely... not OCD. I too busy. I don't have time for that. Yeah, that's the same thing I was saying just now. I don't think people choose that. Let me see, Miss Joseph.
Something
I
wrong
have
with
that
me.
same problem with the bed situation. I would be lying down on my bed, and if I got up, I have to neaten it before I lie down to go to bed again. Okay, cool. Katie said, ask if Mark kind of privileged. I don't know if she mean now or if she mean before when he was.
We talk about how mommy doing everything.
Yeah,
That's what you mean.
probably. Nikki says, okay. I don't know if this is from when you were talking about not making the bed. Aniala says, Kyle, you don't make up your bed. And she said the same thing that Mark said, when the bed is neat, the room looks better. Katie, I don't need to make it up because of the way the comforter is tucked. That's true. You can make your bed in such a... Elijah, you should go and do some research on it. You can make your bed in such a way that even when you move up on it, it really don't need that much making. I think that's kind of how the fitted sheets work. Because if you realize in a hotel, when you sleep in a hotel, the sheets not like when you're
Yeah,
done.
then.
No.
Mattress is really heavy, so that even if you move,
I watched YouTube videos on this already because I find making up the bed could be time consuming, and I think there are strategies. You probably just have to kind of tuck it under to a certain extent, including the one that's on top, so that kind of locks it in. Try something.
Yeah.
Alicia, yes, Kyle, something wrong with you. You see, Kyle, people say something wrong with you. Nikki say, who will make up the bed for us, boy? And look, somebody volunteer. Crystal, Eniala says, come by hand clean. Alicia, okay, I'm gonna read like 2 more comments and go back to Kyla, right? Alicia, your bed must be made up neatly, no crinkles, and pillows must be puffed and nicely placed. Eniala says, I will buy you all a key rack to avoid the key replacement. The key placement issue. Yeah, just have a key rack, it's true. Because Mark does that. Mark leaves his key on top of the table as soon as you enter. Which I can understand, but I just pick it up and move it, and I tell him where his stuff is. I put it. I bought a lot of baskets. I had Angel buy me a lot of baskets for organization because I like to see things a certain way.
Okay, Miss OCD, go ahead. You
So,
sign
no,
it
I
over
don't
the
have
top here
OCD.
now. Go ahead.
Mark, you find like OCD?
You-
I'm not OCD.
you
It's
talk
just I
like
like
this.
organization because here's what's gonna happen. One day he's gonna be looking for those keys and he's not gonna remember where he put it. Which
Every time he
happens
come in.
all the time. No. It's not that type of table. It's a table that's in the center of everything.
Yeah, but if
can't
you're
put-
resting down there right when you come, you go always find it because it's
No.
supposed to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Sometimes I go in the living room and the keys on the couch in the living room.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's not like that, no. So I pick it up. I created a little basket, a little section for him, and I put his keys and his charger, your charger too, always all over the place. So I have a little, first so you can try it. Well,
She
you
just
probably
do that
it.
already.
I have a little basket where I put like little techie stuff like headsets
Mm-hmm.
and chargers and stuff. So he can just grab and go when he's ready for it. Can't stop laughing at me.
Oh gosh, these people have it bad, boy.
Mark,
But go ahead.
you appreciate those things. That doesn't make it easy. Like when you say, oh, good, I wonder where this is, boy, you know exactly where to go for it.
Honestly, sometimes I will be looking for things and I realize you move it.
And I have a problem with that, but go ahead.
So you
But I
realize leave your
appreciate,
stuff
I
all over the
appreciate the
place.
thought and the effort. I didn't even know you had that in you. Like when we get
And-
married, like how that place is. I didn't even know
And
that.
not even his clothes, the way he fold, I started to file it so that
Yeah.
he could see what he has. Because here's what he does: when he's trying to get something at the bottom, he would leave everything in a hot mess. So I file it so he could just see what it is and say, okay, that's what I want, and I pull it out.
File away my clothes. I didn't even know your clothes.
You have a secretary.
They're like my mother. I didn't
Yeah,
even.
of course,
I was.
what
I
kind
was
of
like,
file?
File it close though.
it's like
It
file.
makes life
Wow.
very easy, Elijah.
No, we
It-
just hang it. Just
Well, you can
it
hang it, but
and-
have certain things that you kind of want to fool. Like even his drawers filed.
Everything file away. I didn't even know that was possible. I was shocked.
This comment.
See how you might say that?
But Mark, and that makes it easier to know what you want.
Well, yes. But I just,
And that you don't wear the same one every. Just
yes.
rotate.
Well, if he use it, he'll throw it out in the dizzy clothes.
But it's just that when I saw that, I tell myself I didn't know that you were so organized because everything is like literally everything in the kitchen, in the bathroom, everything sort out a certain way. And I just kind of ask you, because I ask her before I use stuff like, because I don't,
You see, you can have pressure and a little wonder.
I just
You
ask
can have
her like,
pressure and a little wonder, but go ahead, yeah.
which knife I could use. Like I was kind of ask her before I do stuff because of how everything.
In your own house. But anyhow, go ahead.
Nah, Mark, you making me sound
So
bad.
I think she will have an organized spirit. So I learn as I go along.
Organized
The
spirit.
good
Yeah.
thing is when he's looking for something, he knows exactly where to find it.
But see, I just can't find my thing.
That's not
You say, hey, I look at it,
No,
move.
the only way that will happen is like if I say that he walks in, he puts his keys in, and he realizes it's missing. More than likely, he knows I move it. So he might just say, "If you move my keys," and I'll say, "Yeah, it's in your little container where all your keys are." Simple.
The only big reveal for me, like getting married to Eva, I didn't know she was so
You
organized.
knew I was organized, but
yeah,
some
but
just
not to that extent, boy. It's like everything organized. So
Okay.
I just trying to go with it and roll with it.
makes
It's a good
life
thing.
easier,
It's a
though.
good thing.
You see that
Yeah.
thing. Okay, Sarana, I don't like to clean, but I love a clean environment, so I do it. I don't see it as an issue. It's true. That makes sense. Anyala, I'm not OCD, but I like things a certain way. Exactly. I don't think I OCD. I just like things a certain way.
You see? Same
Mischievous.
thing people
I don't
never
like to wear
admit they have a
ramful
problem. But go
clothes,
ahead.
and if my boyfriend goes to put on a jersey and I see it ramful, he would be like, "That's nothing," and I'll get back. Okay, well, Sarana, I clean once a week every Saturday morning. It's a family thing. A family thing. Everyone have their part to do. We have a routine in my home. That's good. Marshy Marsh. Good night, Ava and Mark from Kaylee. Oh, hi, Kaylee. Kaylee watching your Mark. Melissa Willett, good night to you. Candy Gordon, good night, Candy. Tracy Medina, like Ava, I like uniformity. I will purchase the hand liquid soap to match the color of the curtains and toilet set. I bought clear liquid soap because my bathroom white. So it looks, and I actually had an orange one in there and I moved it. I moved it because I found it was looking so odd in there, so I bought a nice clean one.
Hey, yeah, boy.
Wait.
Dion says, kid, you not Angelia does the same thing, you see? It's just y'all should be happy that y'all have people in your lives who do these things. Wives are the keeper of the home. It's true. Anyala said that. Let me
Interesting.
see. Better to have a tidy home than really messy. And I actually don't think Mark likes mess. So I think that's why he goes along with it. He probably happy. He don't have to do it. Anyway, let me do my next giveaway.
Let me hear what the next 2 years bring. Don't worry.
What I gave away just now? I gave away.
You don't get married. You don't want to say too much.
That's not true. Magdalene Kyle up here. Memory card. Good night to you, Surendra. Surendra. Stay tuned. I know you probably came in a little late, but we still have the best parts of the show to come here, right? Let me see. We had a lot. Oh, Miss Joseph. I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Forgive me. It's T-S-I. So I don't know if the T is silent, but I'll just say Miss Joseph. Tasai. Okay, Tasai. Good night to you again. And congratulations. You are the winner of this 32 gig memory card
I think Tasai
sponsored
is
by
from
Megamark Computer
I wanna use
Services,
that
all
then.
right? Let me see. We still have our final giveaway here, which is a power bank. So, guys, continue commenting, continue sharing. I know we kind of close to the ending of the show, but we still have a good way to go. So you can continue commenting and sharing to win that final giveaway, all right? We're going to go back to Kyle now.
Hey, awesome stuff. Got some serious back and forth there just now, Mark.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah, I think that should be the next show where we get couples to come and talk about their experience being married and different things like that.
I just hope the camera switch across there on one end. Hey, not reach there, not see any
Yeah.
light on the camera. I want to make sure, you know.
Yeah.
People you're starring just now, but anyhow.
Because I think when you're married, that's what does kind of bring your issues to light. Because if you're single, certain things somebody else will have to deal with or wouldn't notice. But when you're married, you have somebody else who will notice stuff about you.
Okay. Now, interesting that some people you're hearing different point of views.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people saying it's a good thing, some people saying I good, some people saying I have a problem because I don't like to, I don't, here, let me correct myself. Not that I don't like to make up my bed. I actually see no problem. When my bed will be really messy, like to say, well, you know what I mean? But
You need to.
I know all you have, you know. All right, let me ask you a question, right? 'Cause I see some people just do this. When you're making up your bed, you know, it's come with the two sets, right? The one with the fitted sheet and the, where's do the next sheet?
Most times I don't use the top sheet.
Why?
I don't know. That's just like an extra thing to use.
Interesting.
But I think they said that you should because it kind of prevents like your body oils or whatever seeping through into the mattress.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
have a mattress protector.
No. Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah.
just put the fitted sheet over it.
So let's only use a fitted sheet.
Me, yeah, personally.
Yeah.
See? I just do the board sheet.
I tried,
You
but
see-
it's like too
The
much.
straight sheet is more to make
Yeah,
up. Because if I
yeah.
have a straight sheet, I will move that to make up the fitted sheet and
And
then
then
have
make
to
up,
make up
yeah.
the straight
But
sheet.
my bed don't really get that rumfle up. Actually, well, let's real turn on. Let's sleep or something.
Aye.
Probably.
You.
If you
I have a different problem. I wouldn't say it's a problem. Anyhow, yeah, I ain't say nothing. We'll get into that. I buy next show. Yeah. Sorry, scrap that.
What's your problem, man?
Nah,
With the
nothing.
bed? You still be your bed, man?
Nah, no.
That's why it's not become your bed, man? You
Nah,
still be your
nah.
bed, boy?
Nah,
Big
it's just
boy
our
like-
sleeping arrangement. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Put it that way.
You hear that? I go hear about that off the air, right now. You know, sometimes I would like it to maybe I would like to ask Crystal, like, since you know you're more getting into Christ and different things that are walking with God, do you see some of these things like an issue to you asking? Like maybe you could see that sometimes maybe I just ask it sometimes it's probably a little too much thought into like a little pressure on yourself because asking you honestly, how you like you ever looked at it as an issue or you just boy whatever, this is why I like things and it had to be done this way and asking honestly.
Sometimes I could probably slack off certain things, but like it comes like as second nature, really. So you wouldn't think that you're doing it. Sometimes you're like unconsciously you just straighten this or you move something from here. So if you have like a list of a set of things here and he takes something from there and puts it back anyhow, I'll probably just not even thinking about it, just put it back where it came from, really. So most times you don't really think about it. Sometimes you actually set out to do it. Yeah, I guess I could probably slack it off sometimes.
Well, why do you think you need to? I'm just asking you personally. If it is you think you need to slack it off, why would you want to? Because if it is you say it's on bug, why would you?
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you're living with somebody else as well. And as I said before, it may not be as important to that person.
Right.
It may not matter. You know, like when you first do it and he says, gosh, what are you studying that for? You know, you'll think about it after, be like, yeah, well, maybe it really isn't as important as I'm making it seem.
Right.
So I'll probably move on to something else, I guess.
No, the reason why I'm saying that because really and truly, when you look at it, some things are really making an issue of that.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be because I'll give you an example. Like for me, like artists, like because I think I graphic. But if I see something, I wouldn't necessarily make it an issue like to say, well, that hamburger man, and like if it is I spot an issue in like something design wise, right?
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily feel, oh gosh, but you know that kind of way. I just see something I issue. You catch what I'm coming from. I wouldn't necessarily feel how inside of me. Like I give you an example, Brett. I don't want to carry on this issue with that iron.
Oh.
That's a problem. I never had that issue. And I just been honest with you all, but I solve it. I tell you I buy iron. So moving on. Because to be honest, Brett, I could understand the both sides of the story that some people, they want, like some people say, well, I just a neat person and I want things done. But if something not neat, imagine that making you feel frustrated about, you had to stop and recognize to some point in time that that's not normal. You catch where I'm coming from that is that is not normal because by default, if it was to measure your life based on like this sense of perfection, you can realize if it's a stop in time and realize if it is
Yeah,
your really
you
house
fall
was
in
that kind of because as much as you really try to clean, you imagine you hurt to harm yourself or something. But imagine you come home bleach and
Yeah.
because you know some
Pass
people
out
doesn't
and
pass
come
out
out
and things
yeah.
because
Yeah,
of that, right?
yeah.
And you would never stop and say, well, that's a problem asking honestly.
Maybe not that one.
Yay.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe not that
So how
one.
often you do that?
Like every 2 weeks.
And she'll feel sick the next day, most times.
I would actually feel sick like right after. Like I'll feel lightheaded as what you said and you feel as though you're tasting it or whatever.
So I have a question to ask you, right? If it is, like say, or I hire somebody to clean your house, right? And let's say they don't do it the way you like it, you would want to go and clean it.
Yeah. So it have certain things that I will not let him clean. Just because I know
What's the
I
example
want
of
it.
that?
Like cleaning the toilet and the face basin. Like don't use the same, obviously you're not going to use the same cloth, but I just thinking that it might slip your mind. Yeah. I would want to do it myself.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, like you might just forget, you know?
Okay. What about yourself though? If it is to you, like, I mean, there's your wife, obviously, so obviously you love her, but if there's something you would say, well, this could be better. What you would think what that would be? A definition of that would look like?
Not being so extreme with the cleaning sometimes, or even where the in being order, like stuff being in this sort of order, like keys and stuff, and maybe the shoes Like if I put on the shoes and the shoes not straight,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not gonna bite nobody. The shoes not gonna like run you down if it's not straight. It's just
Right.
there, you know. So I guess she could slack off these stuff, or the knife and thing. It had to be in a certain order and things like that. Yeah, yeah. Even as Kyle was saying earlier, Kyle,
Mark.
Mark was talking about the charger, and I remember have like plenty times I have to keep asking Crystal, you see my charger? She be like, where it always be? Oh, and I will ask, where you just always put it? And I can put on my charger on the table, like I know it's gonna be there, and I could be walking over all through the house looking for my charger, and Crystal will be like, where it's supposed to be, remember? And I do remember where it's supposed to be. I do put it there. And she always like, I could put the charger there for 5 minutes, it's gone. She put it back in the correct place, you know? And sometimes I drive back to her dad's house looking for my charger. When I come back, I be like, charger not up there in the Crystal. She be, oh, it's in the
In
place
the
it's
laptop
supposed to
bag.
be. So like that, so it be.
Yeah.
So that is driving me nuts sometimes. But if she could slack off that,
Right.
that'll help me a lot of time because yeah, it is.
But also about helping you. What for herself though? Would you like to see, like, because obviously you would see the other side.
Yeah.
When somebody, imagine when it done, the person angry, upset because the keys move a certain way, and then when you look back, you realize, plus it's just a keys red.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though you frustrated, and I look at somebody and we realize why it is you so frustrated over
Yeah.
the key. You know what I mean? So you already realize that sometimes, because you'd realize like we talk about order, because when you actually check God out, he's a man of real order. But then he also put things in perspective. When it is, they ask him about the Sabbath day, and he tell them Sabbath wasn't made for man for the Sabbath. It means that what he meant by that is love comes first in people's life. You don't try and make an issue out of something that, you know what I mean? That order is there for a purpose, but don't make it seem like if something not in order, life comes to, you know what I mean, a halt to an end where it's a big quarrel, where it's a big argument, and that was end up happening in a lot of marriages, a lot of people's families' life, a lot of relationships in the home and different things, and sometimes, like for me, Brett, sometimes I know it is just not even want to be home because of arguing about something that it shouldn't be a issue. You catch where I'm coming from? That shouldn't be a problem, Brett. But sometimes you just want a break, boy. I just be honest with you. I just want a break, and I just say, cool, like, go on. You know what I mean? Like, no, not so much about more when I was younger, because now is a different timing, right? But when you were younger, I had to be under the submission of this, and the quarreling, and you know what I mean? And I realized to myself, boy, I used to boss out from home and thing, and I could understand some people that they could be frustrated about something that is really not an issue. When they look at, because sometimes, people can look on the outside and realize, whoa, you're making a big deal of something that shouldn't be the case, right? Can you imagine you go down for counseling and you sit down and you realize the reason why all they're really getting a divorce here today is because you don't like the keys. When they check the root of some people's problems, they realize it's not really a problem, but the person is end up becoming the problem because they're not doing what you like it or do, and they don't realize and what's interesting is that most of the times the people who have these people, like we saw more the OCD the issues, they don't actually see it as a problem. They think that everything should be a certain way and it should be this way, and if it's not so, I'm mad. And you have a problem. You catch where I'm coming from now, but they don't realize they're dealing with a person. And sometimes, like all that cleaning, I would like to ask you a question, right? When you have 2 children, are young, how you think that work out?
I never really put much thought into it.
But how you think you could be as...
Maybe not, no.
No? Because the reality is you might actually end up having to clean a little more.
Yeah.
Because you had children dirtying up the place
And
and
then the detergents or whatever you're using may not be safe.
Things won't be so orderly as you expected to.
Yeah, the more point now is when I add now, even though you had to be cleaning it up, it wouldn't be like a problem in the context of because you realize you had to do it because children just do a kind of madness on the ground, they lie down, think about yourself, right? So you had to actually have the place clean. But if it doesn't have to be a certain way, then you realize now you're going to sit into a clean freak and you're always tired, you're always frustrated, and you realize now but some people don't realize that is the thing that frustrating them in their life. You can try coming from that they think it's big things, but they realize little things like that as it adding up, they actually have a pressure built up inside of them and they'll be frustrated and they're living in all kind of anxiety and fear, and they realize they like a ticking time bomb to a point. They come to a place where there's a ticking time when everything now becoming a problem. And you realize that's not how God actually want you for in your life. So if it is your person here today, I'll give you an example, right? Wouldn't it be good to be led? This might sound strange, right? But like with the door and the front, if something really does happen, you think God could actually tell you that the door unlock and the I tell you, many times it happened to me in my life. I have an issue and I just felt like Lord, and I just go outside and I say, wait now, my car door was thing or whatever, in case it might be like that. Now, that seems like a little trivial, right? But I can tell you this, I can live my life every day wondering if the door locked, right? And I live in the ghetto. It's a good living in talking about that. I would just purposely do certain, I'll make sure the gate lock and different things. And I'm going to just be 3 o'clock in the morning. I wonder if the gate locked, boy. That's a tormenting life for me. I just being honest with you, right? For me, that's a tormenting life. I don't know about you online. Maybe you tell me, right? Imagine you just say no home and you just getting thoughts. Hey, the window. I close the window, boy. you take one of my guys, honestly. Yeah. Now, to some people, they would think that is just being safe, but they don't realize how tormented they are.
Yeah.
They just think that's me being safe and precautious. And many times, if you watch them and ask them, all right, so out of the 500 times they went and checked, maybe twice it was open, right? Some point of time, they don't really stop and recognize they have an issue now, a compulsive thing where they just keep going back. They keep doing it because it's a thought that just drives them. Like, you could actually see it manifested with other things, like we was talking about, like, say, religious things. Some people that had these kind of affairs, they had to do certain things, they had to be sign of the cross, and you might watch them and laugh. But then somebody else could watch you with this scenario, with the fear of the iron, and be like, horse, you really serious right now? Because I know, I've been honest with you, all right? I know it is that I had to cross in the road to go and take a maxi, and I had to stop and go back home, you know?
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, hey, that iron on, boy. And I had to pick up myself to go back and then watch the thing unplug. Because from now, and I realized, wait now, and that's when I realized, I can't live this life, Brett. I can't live this kind of tormented life here. Imagine I trying to leave home, and every minute I leave home, that's the first thought. Hey, the iron unplugged, boy. And it's just coming on, Mark.
Sometimes I'll call my sister and ask her to check. Instead of going back.
Yeah, the sister that called, right? Anyhow, it's true. But anyway, I know if there's something I wanted to share along the lines of the topic that, maybe,
I was just going and say that, what could happen sometimes, the person mightn't be seeing the things that you see important. Like, the things that you see important, if the person not doing it, you could probably, is the risk of looking at it like this person don't love me and thing. When the person really just being normal and it's not really a big deal to them, and sometimes, your thoughts or the enemy could bring it to a point where you feeling like you're not feeling loved, or like this person doing these things because they don't love me and they don't care and thing, when it's not really the situation. And, it's just unfortunate sometimes if a relationship or a marriage could end up to a place with big issues over something that in hindsight so trivial now. So it's something to be sensitive about, and I know God would help each person, especially if he's a believer, to kind of deal with those situations and putting it in its right place.
I guess it's also important, like I guess for Elijah as a husband, because you can't expect somebody who have an issue to just overcome it.
Yeah.
To you have to be able to, it's really a dying to yourself, you have to love somebody and really try to help them in that area overcome. Because like we say, sometimes people even think they have an issue. So when you trying to reason with somebody who even think they have a problem, so you got to try and figure out a way in love to solve this issue in some kind of way, because like you're rightfully saying, it could end up in the person you're having problems and the other person don't see it as a problem. They can try coming from end up in a big argument and drifting apart in
that's
a
one of the
relationship.
things Cohen had mentioned in counseling, where now the things that important to your wife now important to you. Now, even if it's an issue or something like that, I guess you still have to be mindful to see that even if, okay, this person have an issue, but because I'm not doing these certain things, she feeling frustrated or she feeling a particular way, you have to try and, love the person, and vice versa, the wife. Just using you all as a kind of example, you kind of try to understand.
You have somebody, I really challenge you all to really overcome that spirit of fear with them things where like just leaving things, and it's really a spirit of fear that come up on you, and you just don't really recognize it as that. It's actually threatening your heart and your life to make you feel somehow, And they don't recognize that, like, leaving things on, like, you free the house, but out how much time you here in life, maybe 1 in a million, that somebody and realizes a default appliance or is a defected appliance or something. It's not necessary that the appliance was plugged into the wall, right? When I realized something was defected in it, right?
Yeah.
So imagine you just living a frustrated life right through, just unplugging everything in your house before you leave. And you realize there's a spirit of fear on you that you're afraid when you come back home, your house burn down. You get where I'm coming from now. If so, don't buy no appliance. Yeah, but then they gotta live in Flambeau and they're afraid the Flambeau burn up their house. Man, anything you want to share before we close off? I know, you know, because we're going to Eva and that'll be the end of the show there. But you know, we want to thank especially you, both of you coming, especially you, because it takes a lot for somebody to come out and share.
Yeah, true.
Some of the things that, and you shared cool.
Yeah.
You had to give props to Elijah and he shared, you know. I know when you go with my girl, but why you say that? Why you say that?
You didn't see I hold back on that bad thing?
You had to go home to the same.
Yeah.
When you
no
show down and
problems.
everybody commenting,
Yeah.
I can't laughing. You know,
Yeah, I
go back
can't
home and
sleep.
laughing.
Yeah, problems to sleep tonight. I'm just joking. Nah. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And I'm sure we will hear the rest of the comments people leaving because I'm sure people commenting about what kind of different things what they hear. And I encourage everybody, maybe you share your thoughts of what you all think too, but I encourage everybody to really look into this and realize that if it is there something and maybe need to change from here on the show, because you hear two sides of the story. You hear the person who actually do have it, and then you hear the other side of the story where it could be a little frustrating on the other half. So I know it's a relationship, and at its core is love, and I don't work towards certain things, and that's just life. But at the same time, we want to reach that place where in our life where we're free from certain things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean obviously it's not a believer, but you have to come to a place in your life where you realize you're not so fearful, you're not so driven by these things, you're not so compulsive, because that is actually, the Bible tells us, the Lord give us a spirit of self-control, of peace and different. It's not necessarily this way where we're so compulsive and so driven at things, you know what I mean? And you realize to yourself something else driving you, and you have to really deal with that issue you have in your life, right? Because if it is a continuing like that now, like you say, you can realize now how your children could be affected, like, and you realize your pain. If it is an issue, right? Your children could grow up now having an issue that they shouldn't have, you know what I mean? And they realize now, and some people don't realize that's how sometimes generational things pass on. It's because it's simple, you know, if they grow up in poverty, you look at a certain way, now your children are affected by it because of a style, of some certain beliefs you had and vice versa. With any kind of different thing, any kind of addiction, any kind of thing like that, that's how it is end up passing on, right? So you want to thank both of you for coming on the show? Yeah, it's just nice having you all. Mark, you done with yourself? Eva, what a go on?
All right, so we have a few comments, but I'll try to get through some of them really quickly, just so I get as much comments in as possible. Let me start from here. Okay, Tesai says, I mostly put it over the fitted sheets. Okay, this is back to the sheets thing. So some people actually use all these sheets, guys. Melissa, will it clean as a spirit? You feel comfortable when it's clean. For me, if the place is dirty, I feel depressed, so I need things to be organized at all times. Eniala, I will comment there, I'll leave that out. Eniala stage, if you put things back in their spot, there would be less to clean. It's true. I think that's the purpose of organization. So there's less work to do. Because then if you leave everything out and all about, then there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to put all of these things back in its place. So that's the purpose of organization, to make life easier. Well, at least for me. Okay. Melissa Willis, I have kids and I go mad always. I am like a working person all day long just to keep things the way I want it. Tracy Medina, simple things like how you squeeze a toothpaste can become a big issue in a marriage. True. Katie, I really give props to the young lady for coming forward to share. It's true. Props to you, Crystal. Melissa, a woman is always the one to keep things going good for the home. Actually, sometimes the men are the cleaner ones. There's few, but there's some. God created woman to help. Dion says ways, yes, bro. That charger thing does get me mad. Junior says that fella brave. I guess it's because he's sharing these things. Melissa, in a marriage, you must give and take. It's the thoughts that counts. Love that you give, looking out for one another. Dion says, I looking all over for my charger and can't find it, and I know I left it on the wall. Dion, don't be doing my sister that. Melissa, the emotions go up, just take a walk, no communication. Melissa says having kids is more work. Tisai says that's my mother, she's a clean freak. Patty Ann, I was OCD before getting married and having a son. I'm set free. Yeah, they set you free. Tracy, I had a bottle in my office with chocolates to share with everyone. One day, someone did not fix the bottle properly, and it bothered me for a while. Well, just fix the bottle. Eventually, I went to fix the bottle, and it broke. Wow. Now that I'm over 18 years, I have learned not to be so picky. Very well. Melissa says that is real tiredness, bro. Melissa says, I think everyone in the house should have a part to play. True, I guess, when you reach that stage. Tion Smith, Angel frustrates herself trying to clean after 2 toddlers all day. I try to tell her leave the toys and clean once a day. You know what she tell me? Time to get a bigger house. With a designated playroom for the kids. Good one. Tracy says, well, if they have a designated playroom, I guess all the mess will be there. Well, at least for Liam and Drew.
Do you think about when it's a child, you would walk around the house with your Barbie doll or any kind of
I
thing
don't know.
like that?
I ain't reached that stage in my years. Tracy says, Kyle, that iron story is real pressure. Before I leave home, I check to ensure the iron is unplugged and the gas is switched off. Katie, I have some questions. Does she do it at work, etc.? What does her friend say? So, Crystal, this is 2 questions for you from Katie. She says, does she do it at work? So, do you do it at work as well? And what do your friends see?
Well, the nature of the work that I do, we don't really have like a cubicle for myself. So the office, most times we buy the client. So it's really, we're in a client room, either around a table. And yes, it does affect me because sometimes the client puts us in such a small room. So it's just like 6 people sharing one little table. And it really gets all of us actually because everybody is like kind of have a little space for themselves, so there's not really much things to put on the table. You just allowed like a laptop.
Well, that little different. If you have a
Yeah.
space to work, then that's different, but yeah.
So I don't really have like a space for myself at work.
What about your friends? Like, we want to know if you're like,
Well, my friends, that's not really friends. It's just like people you work with.
yeah.
You change it regularly, yeah.
Okay.
So somebody may get to know you, but I think most people think in work that I'm really neat and stuff. I don't think we don't really have much time to talk to each other and get to know each other. So
okay.
yeah.
I just have one side question, right? How when COVID now hit, that was okay with you? Or it's not real clean? You know what I mean? Because people went driving mad,
Yeah, she was real clean.
She was real thing?
Real clean.
Wipe down, handle.
I wash groceries before it come in the house and things.
If she could have spray wash me before I walk in the house, she could.
Serious?
Yeah, she was real clean.
Wow. Okay, yeah, good.
I would say for me, like with regards to those things, I still keep my organization and work, but again, it goes back to function and to making me be able to function. So I got like these little shoe boxes to put in my drawers and work to section off certain things. But it just makes life easier for me because when you put any and everything in a drawer, it's like really small, you look confused. It's like really narrow shoe boxes. Because when you put things in a drawer and you pull the drawer and you close the drawer, it goes all over the place. So it makes it easier. So stop looking at me like that, Kyle. A woman look out for family. That's how God made us. That's how God made us, females. As females, a woman love beauty. Okay. Katie, they are root causes for it and they should be explored any other. They are weightier matters. True. Melissa, kids are taken care of husband, are taken care of. Household women are the boss of multitasking. Patty and says some people's fear are based on past experiences. Katie also says they are weightier matters, but if it's causing significant distress, it can be debilitating. My last comment, Dion says, right now as I'm watching this, we have guests at my house and the place in a mess. I see Angel twitching. Nah, Dion, Angel not that bad. We not that bad.
Some people get worse when they're children.
Nah, Angel not that bad. You're talking.
Yeah, had to be more clean now. No?
So with all that said, I will just like to put in my 2 cents. I could see how from being in a marriage, because I get to be more organized now because the space is mine. So that is why things are a little more extreme. So that's why he and all probably now seeing it. But I would say there kind of has to be a give and take, especially in a marriage or if you're living with someone. If you realize it's creating an issue, like if Mark were to come to me and say, okay, if I find this is a bit extreme, I think I could consciously say, well, all right, I could probably slack back on this.
With it orange.
What?
If it orange and it's not matching.
No, it depends on what it is. But Mark knows me as well. So he will kind of know. He might be able to say, okay, Ava, this is X, Y, and Z is the case. So I think as females or whoever you may be having these issues, you yourself may not see it as an issue because even now, I don't really find it an issue. But at the same time, I could live in a place and it might be a little messy and I will be okay. So that's why I say I don't find it really being an issue for myself. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If you realize you're in a place where you are in a relationship with somebody, where you're married to someone and you realize it's affecting them negatively, you have to realize that, okay, it's not the end of the world if the key is on that desk instead of on that desk. It's really not the end of the world. So like for example with Dion said that the charger on it just drive him crazy. So if I really realize that it's driving Mark crazy when I move his charger, well then I'll just probably begin to leave the charger. It may be a little hard, but at the same time we have to realize that we are the ones in control of our emotions, all right? So you can't just say, oh, it's the OCD. Because that's not something you should really, exactly what someone was saying earlier, is not something that you should accept. Just as I think sometimes people make it easy and say, okay, I will accept this because this is just who I am, because it's a good thing then, like organization is a good thing, so they accept it and they embrace it. But you don't want to have obsessive compulsive disorder. Like, I wouldn't want to walk around. That's why every time somebody asks me, I'm like, exactly, it's not a good thing. So you shouldn't ever say, okay, oh, I have OCD. It's not a good thing to have OCD. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't be clean, you shouldn't be organized, but there's a line. And also, especially, you have to consider people that you're living with and consider yourself, because if, I'm going to finish now, but if you live in, right, and you in a home, I realize work never ends in a home. There's always something to be done. So if you spend your entire life doing this, if I were like that, I will never spend time with Mark, because during the day we work, when we get home, we might prep certain things, we might do certain things. So if you realize that this is your life, you are consumed doing these things, you never get to spend time with your loved ones now. And that's something you also have to acknowledge and say, okay, maybe you could create like a schedule or something and develop some sort of a system, because you can't clean 24/7 and you can't look after everybody in the home 24/7, you know? So guys, work around it. Don't accept it, don't claim it and say, oh, I have OCD, I'm a clean freak. It's a great thing. It's not a good thing, okay? So acknowledge that and deal with it, all right? Pray and ask God to help you and to free you, because somebody actually said that when they got married, they were freed of it, all right? So guys, with that said, I have my final giveaway. I almost didn't do my last giveaway. Who I give my last giveaway to? Blah, 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 blah. No, Kyle, you're not getting anything. Patian. I saw your name a few times. Patian. Charles, I believe it is. Congratulations to you, Patian. You are the winner of this power bank sponsored by Megamark Computer Services, all right? Guys, be sure to check out Megamark Computer Services for all of your computer servicing needs. You can check him out on Instagram, Facebook. You can check out his page, his website, as well, at megamarkcomputerservices.com. It's really awesome hearing from all of you, sharing with all of you, hearing what you had to say yourself. Enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you at the next show. Remember, everything is always here on our page if you want to go back and look at the show again, and you could always view us on YouTube as well, all right? Remember, if you like what you saw here, please subscribe on YouTube, like it, share with everyone. Even now that you're finished watching the show, you might say, okay, this could really help someone. Feel free to share, all right? And we'll see you at the next show. Good night, everyone. Bye.